So we're here, we're getting the full-on business class Emirates experience. Krishna is so real. We came to the gates. First it was just me alone. They said I got upgraded. And then all of a sudden, I see my brother on here too. How you feeling, bro?
Bro, this is insane. Look, you can, at any time you want, you can have a sandwich. Anytime you want.
So, the question is, can spiritualists have fancy mansions and luxury cars and still continue and succeed on this path of bhakti? Usually we read in the scriptures such as the Bhagavad Gita, wherein it is stated over and over again that progress in Krishna consciousness is characterized by progressive renunciation of material enjoyment. Becoming detached to the external world of illusion and becoming attached to the inner world of God and the real self requires us to become renounced. So where does luxury and comfort come into the picture nowadays? We read so many historical accounts of saints of bhakti, such as Rupa and Sanatana Goswami, who were multi-billionaires and were successful government officials who had everything a man works hard to achieve, and yet they gave up everything very easily. All their positions, comforts, servants, wealth, and mansions. Knowing the truth of life, they gave their life to the mission of loving God and sharing this knowledge of the soul with everyone, to the extent of becoming mendicants with very little possession. Well, therein lies the very answer to our question. They knew the truth of life. They knew who they actually were and to who all of what they had belonged to. And that is real renunciation.
Hey, what's up y'all? Bhakti Bro Salute. On a flight halfway across the world to North America. I just wanted to make a quick little realization vlog. See, a lot of people, they sometimes they ask, as spiritualists, aren't we supposed to renounce luxury? Aren't we supposed to renounce comfort? And yes, we actually do. We don't hanker after it. We don't work hard for it. We don't chase after it. We're satisfied with what we have, satisfied with what Krishna provides us. But, sometimes you're happy and then you get little splashes of mercy, little things, you didn't even plan to will happen. And that we always see as a sign of Krishna's mercy, the mercy of the devotees, the mercy of Krishna. Whatever comes into our life, whether it's good or whether it's bad, we take that as a mercy of Krishna. And that's the difference. It's about consciousness, right? We see everything with the lens of bhakti, with the lens of Krishna consciousness. The one thing about Canada, everything is so big. Canada is so big.
Bro, these guys are getting a tent set up in their backyard.
Speaking of renunciation, guys, see? Use whatever you have in service of devotees. These guys literally flew us halfway across the world. Huge mansion.
To have a Kirtan festival.
Yeah, and they're just spending that luxury in this way. It's not that we don't work hard. We do work hard, but we work hard for Krishna, right? And when you work hard for Krishna, work hard in devotional services, everything comes to you. I mean, who do you think owns everything? All of this is simply a manifestation of Krishna's energy, God's energy. So if you serve him, what do you expect, right? The king, he has servants, and naturally the servants, they stay in the palace of the king. They also get the same facilities as the king. And at the same time, we're not attached to any of this. We're just attached to Krishna and his service. So if you're getting it, use it in the service. One time, a reporter asked Srila Prabhupada and said, Your Grace, you seem to travel a lot in Rolls Royces and all these, like expensive luxury cars. And Prabhupada was like,
Yes, Your Grace, Your religion is a very ascetic one. Will you be living ascetically in Melbourne? We're told that you'll be taken away in a Rolls Royce.
Our religion does not say asceticism. Our religion teaches to love God. You can love God in these days. There is no harm.
But it is a self-denying religion, isn't it?
Not self-denial. We are using everything. Why self-denial? We simply use whatever absolutely necessary. That's all.
But how do you justify trappings like a Rolls Royce and a very expensive house to live in?
No, we don't want Rolls. We can walk. But if you offer Rolls Royce, I have no objection.
Wouldn't it be better that you were travelling in a much smaller car, less pretentious?
Why? If you give me a Rolls Royce to travel, how shall I refuse it? It is my favor upon you. I accept this.
I was like, that is so cool. So yeah, everything is divine mercy. Everything is Krishna's mercy. And the more you give your time and energy to Krishna, you notice in your life small drops of his mercy everywhere. And it could even be in the bad things. Even sometimes something bad, we don't see the full picture. We don't see the future. So we don't see what Krishna sees, because we're like just a pawn on the chessboard of life. And Krishna, he sees the full picture. He knows the full plan. But we just can see the forward move. We can just see one step ahead. That's it. Sometimes we can't even see that. Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita that happiness and distress both come according to their own accord. They come and go, just like the seasons, the 4 seasons: summer, spring, fall, winter, right? Sitosna sukha-dukkha, right? Matra sparshast konteya. So everything is simply like sparshast. It's simply a sensation, like a sensation that comes and goes. So we're not attached to anything like that. We're simply attached to service. For a devotee, his life is service. Without service, the devotee says, I feel like a dead man. And it's true. If we're not engaged in Krishna consciousness, I can say personally for myself, I feel like, what's the point of life? There's nothing worth, exciting to live for, besides sharing this treasure, serving others, helping others. So, yeah, that's renunciation in brief.
Hare Krishna. Wanted to thank you for everyone that is here today and that could not make it as well because of the working days. I wanted to thank you, His Holiness Bhakti Bro Salute Maharaj and Bhakti Maharaj from coming all the way from Vrindavan and giving us an association of
We often use the word austerity, tapasya, when speaking of renunciation. Austerity means voluntarily accepting trouble for spiritual advancement. In former ages, saints and devotees sometimes performed severe austerities to please God, Krishna. Dhruva Maharaj, for example, was only a 5-year-old boy when he left home to seek the Supreme Lord. Under his spiritual teacher's directions, Narada, Dhruva went to the forest and practiced severe austerity. Now, are we expected to perform that level of austerity? I think not. It is definitely not possible during this age to perform those kind of austerities. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya has simplified the process and made it much easier for this age. Waking up early, rising early in the morning, giving our time and energy to the activities of bhakti, controlling the mind and senses, chanting our prescribed number of rounds, refraining from bad association, which includes what you watch and listen to. Yes, that's also part of what you associate with movies, songs, etc. Avoiding unnecessary talks and focusing more on Krishna and our relationship with God. That is our austerity.
Vrindavan thing. And I don't know if you do that here or not, but we surely do it in Vrindavan. So everybody put your hands in the air and everybody go, Jai Shri
This is all a house of a devotee. How crazy is that? Wow.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna service. Keeps on going and going. So, like, does real renunciation mean you really just leave everything, you live in a small hut, and you just basically have one lota and you just drink from that and you bathe in that like Kolavecha Sridhar? That's real renunciation, right?
I mean, you just painted a great picture, like the picture is so great, you're like, wow, yeah, that must be renunciation. But at the same time, we've seen examples here of renunciation that's another level.
Yeah.
That's I won't say better, but it's also a different kind of renunciation, And Prabhupada was really merciful in that way. He just taught us that whatever you have, use it in Krishna's service. So, like, when we first came to Canada, first arrived here, trip is amazing. We walk into this millionaire's house, it's pretty cool. And, first thing I say is, man, this guy's putting up a tent, like a huge tent in his backyard. And he's putting it up. And I ask him, why are you putting this up? And he says, well, I flew in all these Kirtan people, and I'm gonna have a Kirtan festival in my house, because I just installed deities of Radha Shyam Sundar, and they should have a Kirtan festival. So this man literally organized a whole event in his backyard, and he went all out, and just for Krishna, just for his deities, just for a deity installation. And that's so inspiring. It's like you have a bunch of money and now you're using it for Krishna in such a sweet way, And even his temple room is like decked out. He's got like marble wood from Jaipur, and everything is so beautifully carved. And the clothes of the deities, the jewelry. It's like, you have so much and you just use it for the person you love. That's Krishna. It's all about loving Krishna, right? And so, if a guy has $1 million, he's just gonna use it to make Krishna happy, to give him some good food, to give him some good clothes. So that's pretty cool. And then today we went to a billionaire's house.
Felt like Bruce Wayne's mansion. Now this one, for real, it was like Bruce Wayne's mansion.
It was huge. I mean,
it's a palace, dude.
It's like a maze.
Yeah.
You can get lost in it. And we, every single, like, he was taking us through a journey into his house, and every single place we saw, we were like, dude, can this get any cooler? Then he opened a room, and it was a temple room.
Inside his house.
Inside his house. And this temple room was bigger than, like, centers we've been to all around the world, and he has it in his house. These deities are big, and it's not just for show, but they have so much love, and you can see that in the way they worship their deities. So
Yeah, and then it went a step further. We were all dining in their huge table, and we were eating, and they cooked themselves. They cooked the prasadam themselves. Isn't that so cool? Like, you're so rich, you could hire a cook, but you cook yourself out of love for the devotees. And then after cooking a huge feast, they were talking about a restaurant, the Govinda's restaurant that they were taking care of and building from the ground up. And hearing that, I was just astounded. Like, these guys could be doing anything with their time. And what they're so absorbed in is, how can we help Prabhupada's movement? How can we help, spread Krishna consciousness, make the Govinda's restaurant better, make people have a better experience of what it means to eat Krishna prasadam, Krishna's food. So that was pretty cool, that these billionaires are spending their energy, their time into trying and uplifting centers in Toronto.
Also had a nice room just dedicated to Prabhupada.
Yeah.
Because their family met Srila Prabhupada. It's really using the wealth, whatever they have, using it in service.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Service of Krishna.
Yeah.
We could see that practically.
So yeah, renunciation is also known as Yukta Viragya, isn't it?
Yeah.
Using whatever you have, using it in service. Right? And that's it.
And there's a beautiful quote I'd like to share with you guys. It's from Bhagavad Gita 9.27. Yad korosi, yad asnasi, yad juhosi dadasi, yad tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurusva mad arpanam. So Krishna is saying, O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as austerities that you perform, should be done as an offering unto me. And then Prabhupada says, this is bhakti. So basically, whatever you do, whatever austerities you're doing, whatever charity you're giving, whatever you're putting your mind, intelligence, and effort into, just do it for Krishna. That's all you have to do. It doesn't matter if you're a billionaire living in a hut. As long as whatever you have, you're using it in Krishna's service, that's all you got to do.
And also, a devotee is never impressed by the material world. He knows that it's a very dangerous place and that we have no future here, right? So our task, our job, is to put whatever energy we have in learning to love God, love Krishna, serve the Vaishnavas, follow the instructions of the spiritual master. That is the true success and perfection of life. And all of this, yeah, it comes. But we're not attached to it, and we use it as a service. There's a term that Srila Prabhupada uses, which is called Markat Vairagya, which is like monkey renunciation, which is false renunciation. Like the monkeys, you'll notice the monkeys, they seem very renounced, right? They have no clothes on, etc. They seem very aesthetic, but they're enjoying like crazy, always eating, always engaging in mating, sex life. So with many different partners, so it's like false renunciation, you know? It's not that we just act renounced, but inside our hearts we're burning with desire. I want this, I want that. Oh my God, look at that beautiful person. I wish I could enjoy. No, right? Just simple living, high thinking, and being satisfied with whatever comes our way. And real renunciation is using whatever you have in service. That is real renunciation for a spiritual practitioner. Hope that helps. If y'all have any questions or anything, put down a comment below. Hare Krishna, Bhakti Bro Salute.
White Mullai jasmine flowers.
Radhe